Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Occult Think Tank. My name is Greg. In this video, I am going to talk about two things: vibrational frequency and parallel worlds. This came about because I had gotten a comment on BitChute that I want to highlight because it is along the lines of where I like the Occult Think Tank to go. So I really want to commend this Snook OY for this comment. As Nikola Tesla had said, if you want to understand the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Could it be that the devil's minions wish to lower our vibrational frequency in such a way that it changes our reality by opening portals that bring our realm into parallel with darker realms where evil resides? I'm going to address all of this, but I want to read the whole thing first. I wait in anticipation of a higher authority to intervene on behalf of mankind, to bring about a much-needed change and a reboot that is favorable to all of mankind and nature. It is time to separate the wheat from the chaff. Join me in raising our vibration and frequency by forgiving and loving one another. Best wishes and prayers from Avalon, Texas. Okay, I have a few things that are an issue with this. The first thing is, I do not feel that there could be devil's minions or a higher authority intervening either way. Because what that is showing is you're giving up your own power in your life. You're wanting somebody else to have power over you. And that, I think, in itself, the aspect of lowering someone's vibration, the giving up of your own personal power, would be lowering your own vibration in and of itself. So just from the basis of where their thought is coming from, seems to me that it would be on a lower vibrational frequency, one of down around the fear aspect, which is 100. I don't know what the 100 is supposed to be, if it's wattage or whatnot, but be that as it may. Whereas the reason is up at 400. That's where I would say operating in a fear of any way is wanting to have a lower vibration. Just like the aspect of wanting to look to something else, to doing it for you. I see that as childlike. Very much like a child wanting a parent to fix things for them, to do things for them. Not that they're going to be able to, because in a lot of ways children can't do things for themselves. But as adults, we should not think in ways that are childlike. If there's a change that is going to happen, not just in your life, but in the world, it has to be done by us, be it positive or negative. I don't see where you can have, to use the term, devil's minions or even a higher authority doing anything. Because regardless of what somebody else does, let's take, for example, the people that want to be hateful and so forth that I had addressed in previous videos. They can be that way. I simply won't put up with it. So their lower vibrational frequency that they're trying to spew forward, I'm not going to tolerate it being around what I'm wanting the occult think tank to be. So they won't be able to lower the vibrational rate of me or anyone else because I'm simply not going to put up with it. That is where you can take responsibility and power for your choices, regardless of how others are choosing to behave. That if somebody chooses to be, as I had said with my girlfriend, if somebody wants to be a poopy butt, they can be a poopy butt away from me. I do not have to pollute myself with their poopiness. But the idea of parallel worlds, it's an interesting concept. And it is one that has gone through my mind. But this is also something that, for those that are Star Trek fans, has been addressed in various episodes of Star Trek. And I thought the way they handled it was very well done. Because what you would have is a parallel, not just world, but a parallel you, which that would really screw things up. Because which you would be you type of thing. The good one or the evil one. It would really, that's where I think in reality, I don't believe we could ever encounter a parallel world because it would bring in a lot of issues that I would have cognitive dissonance over. Like which one is real, which version of somebody is the real version, because taking the parallel universe type of idea, if you would go to a parallel world, what if a parallel world Hitler was a saint? And we have the Hitler of our world that was a fucking monster. Which one would be the right one? It would fuck things up. And it would create massive problems because there's other variations of history that, like a parallel world where the Nazis won. There's all kinds of different ways that things could have transpired. But if there would be a parallel world that would be created because of different choices, there would also be a parallel us in each one of those, which would really screw things up. That's where I think whatever parallel worlds would have to stay separate. I would be curious if there are any scientists that would be listening to this that would have other thoughts on it, because I don't know. But I find it interesting, the idea of vibration and parallel worlds. But I think looking to something else to do it for you or do it for us is not accurate. That if there's going to be a change that happens in humanity, I think it's something we have to do and that we can do on an individual basis. that even if those around us are negative, we do not have to choose to be negative ourselves. Because I don't agree with the idea that I had seen that like negative ideas are natural with people. I don't think so. I think there are things that can happen that can make someone think in more negative ways or ways that they were emotionally hurt. But I don't think the natural state of anyone is to be negative. My thought is that naturally we are all positive, and that because of situation in life, we get propelled or pushed into a negative path, a negative vein, a negative thought. And that sometimes when we're going down that rabbit hole, we see no turns. And it just seems like that's the only possible way. Even if it's not true. And that maybe you need somebody else to basically grab a hold of you and put the brakes on to stop you from traveling too far down that rabbit hole. But feel free to leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. And by all means, posts like this I find very interesting. And that's the type of thing that I look for when I make a video. Talk to you later, people.